All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, a great millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect men who are pushing his truth and faith and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash, Barakatham. To all you sincere listeners who may tune into this. All right. And this the brother Yataza coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Kakadash. All right. And I'm gonna entitle this lesson what makes you a good teacher? Question mark. And what are the qualifications? All right, because you got a lot of people will say, oh, that's a good teacher. He's a good teacher. You know, they're good teachers. You know, you'll hear that a lot. But what's the qualifications of being a good teacher? And what makes you a good teacher? All right, because you're not just a good teacher just because you teach, man. All right. And I think that's a heavy misconception. So we're gonna go into what's the qualifications of a good teacher. We're gonna go into what the qualifications of a teacher is itself, and what is a teacher. All right, and what is a good teacher. All right. So without further ado, we just gonna get right into it. All right. I'm gonna start here at more matter of fact. Before I get into the scripts, let's get what teacher means. Okay. We're gonna get the word teacher. All right, Salakia, I thought I had it pulled up. As a matter of fact, let's see. I think I got it. Yep, right here. Okay, teacher, one who teaches. Ancient noun from teach. All right, so it's just a teacher is just one who teaches. So anybody can be a teacher. If you're teaching something, you're a teacher. All right, but what makes a good teacher? And let's see what the word teach means. Let's get the word teach as well, because a teacher means one who teaches. So let's get teach. The word teach, show or explain something to someone. How to do something. So you're a teacher if you explain to someone how to do something. All right, what are we are? What kind of teachers are we? Well, us as men of the Lord, you know. We are teachers of righteousness. All right, we're teachers of the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. We're teachers of the way of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. All right, so when you do that, now if you're teaching the way of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you're teaching the ways of righteousness. All right, you're teaching these laws, statutes, commandments. It's a certain type of way you have to do that. It's a certain type of manner you have to do that. All right. Now, for you to be a good teacher, all right, because you could be teaching the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You could be teaching the word, but if you're not doing it in its proper doctrine or its proper form or how you're supposed to be doing it according to the scriptures, you're not a good teacher, man. They don't mean you no good teacher, you know, just because you know some scripts, you know. But let's get some more on this word teach. It says show or explain someone how to do something, give information about or instruction in subject or skill, give such instruction professionally. So that's what we do. We give instruction. We're professionals in giving instruction in Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. And if you are professional in giving instruction in Yahweh Shem Shai, that makes you a good teacher. All right. But mind you, it has to be 100% the right way, man. You can't be swaying off in nothing, you know. You got to be without flaw as an instructor of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Why? Scriptures tell you, be a perfect as your Father is in heaven. So you got to be perfect, you know, especially when you're an instructor of righteousness or you're an instructor of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It says, call someone to learn or understand something by example or experience. Ooh. So you got to be able to set a good example, man. You got to be able to set a good example for Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You have to be able to have experience in instructing and teaching in Yahweh Shem Yahshua to be a good teacher, you know. It says make someone less inclined to do something. Make someone that's informal. Okay, so pretty much that's it. So we understand what a teacher is and we understand what to teach is. Okay, so let's get some scripts. This Romans. So we understand that anybody can be a teacher and anybody can teach. Okay, but we have to. It's certain guidelines within that. So let's just get into these scripts. This Romans chapter 2 verse 17 it says, "Behold, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, and makest thy boast of Yahweh." You know, and that's what we are. We're the true Jews. We call ourselves Jews, man. All right, we're the true Jews. You know, and what do? You know, we rest in the law. All right. And we make a boast of the law of our power. Because the law of our power is what gives our nation Zion, the nation of Israel, the name perfection of beauty. You know, that's what made us perfection of beauty. You know, the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh. So we make boast in that. And as teachers, you're supposed to make boast in the law of Yahweh. You know, let's let's get this word boast. 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 Salakia.
Strong's G 2744. Kalchalmai. Kalchalmai.
To glory, whether with reason or without, to glory on account of a thing, to glory anything. So let's go down a little bit. Let's see what we get in Strong's definition. Okay. To vaunt in a good or bad sense, boast, glory, joy, rejoice. And why do we glory in the law? You know, not because we can because we keeping the law perfectly. You know, that's another thing too. If you just teaching that you can keep all the laws, statutes, commandments, which I heard um a camp, you know, well, you know, just throw them out Sakari, you know. I heard, you know, one of their guys say that they keep all the laws. No, the hell you don't, man. All right, and it's multiple camps. Like they ain't the only one who be saying that. IUIC, you know, they speak about keeping the law, you know, keeping the laws, you know. So they boasting in the law in a bad sense. Like they believe that's what opposed them as good teachers because they keep the law perfectly, and it's all about the law. You know, you have to boast in the law and rejoice and joy in the law as in a sense of us being able to keep it. All right. As the law only been given to us, our nation, you know, which is the nation of Israel. That's how you boast in the law. You know, you know that's what a good teacher would do. You would teach that okay, we are the only ones who are allowed to have the law. We're not just we can keep all the laws. Now you do teach that you keep the law to the best of your ability, but you teach that in a sense to look, there's only a certain set of people that can do that. You know, you don't boast in it like on some shit like, oh, we keeping all the laws over here. We got the laws. We the man. Nah, don't. That if you're doing that, you're not a good teacher. You know, and if you're teaching people to think like that, you're definitely not a good teacher. Because what does teach to mean? To instruct somebody how to do something. You know, so you instructing somebody to keep the laws, statutes, commandments fully. Bro, ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that here, man. You can't keep all 613 laws. And if you teach that you can, you're not a good teacher, you know. But to keep going, it says, I read 17, it says again, behold, thou art called a Jew and restest in the law and makest boast of thy power, makest boast of thy power, you know, through what? Through the law, you know. That's how you make boast of our power. It says, and knowest his will and approve the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, Okay, so that's another thing too. Uh you have to be instructed out of the law, okay? And you have to know the will of Yahweh Shai, you know, which is according to the law, statutes, commandments, you know. That's why you rejoice, because you know his will, you know, and you are instructed in the law. You know how to navigate, and you know how to teach according to the law, you know. It says, thou art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind and a light of them which are in darkness. So you have to be a guide of them that are blind and a light of them which are in darkness, which the man and the Lord, they represent the light. You know, verse 20, it says, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes. So you got to be an instructor of the foolish and a teacher of babes. Okay, you got to be a teacher of babes. okay, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. So you have to have a form of knowledge and the truth of the law, okay. It says, thou therefore which teaches another teachest thou not thyself. So you got to teach yourself, man. All right, if you're going to teach another, you got to teach yourself. And that's the biggest key principle of this right here, man. This is the biggest key principle that I uh consider, in my humble opinion, what, makes you a good teacher. Like Apostle Gabar, he always go into that. The greatest teachers, they teach themselves, and that's real, man. All right. If you can't teach yourself to do what you're teaching, then you're not a good teacher. You're not a good teacher. It says, therefore, which that teaches another teaches not thyself. Thou that preaches a man should not steal, does thou steal? Right. So if you're telling somebody else to steal, so like if you're telling somebody else not to steal, you better make sure you're not stealing. You know, you better make sure you're not stealing. It says, thou that says a man should not commit adultery, does thou commit adultery? Thou that abhors idols, does thou commit sacrilege? It says, thou that makest boast of thy law through breaking the law, dishonoreth thy power. Right. And so that's going back to what I was saying. Like, you making boast of keeping the law, and you making boast of the law. Like, oh, we do it, we got it. You know what I'm saying? But on the low, you doing that right there, you're lying. You can't keep all the law, man. Then you making boast in it, man. Are you a liar? So you're dishonoring the law, Yahweh Shemel Shah, which means you're dishonoring Yahweh Shemel Shah. You know, it says, for the name of Yahweh is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law, but if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. Right? So we're just because we got circumcised, you know what I'm saying, and uh doesn't make us we're just because we got circumcised don't mean that we're just finna get profit. Like, oh, we're Jews, because you got people that teach, oh, if you're an Israelite, you good, you circumcised, you good. No, not necessarily. If you ever broke the law while you had your circumcision, that made you uncircumcised, man. That made you uncircumcised. you know So they don't profit nothing. And that's the same thing in the truth, because you get spiritually circumcised when you come into this truth. Let's get the word circumcision. You get spiritually circumcised again, you know, and you gonna break the law in this truth, because you can't keep all the law. Let's get this word circumcision.
Strong's G 4061. Peritame. Peritame.
It says, let's see. Oh, it says the extinction. Well, it says of, let's read this one. Of, metaphorically, of Christians separated from the unclean multitude and truly consecrated to Yahweh, which that's talking about the lit, the extinction of passions and the removal of spiritual impurity, So the removal of spiritual impurity, man. All right. That's what circumcision is, man. All right. And you get the removal of spiritual you get impurities removed off of you when you come into this truth. So that's circumcision, and you start following the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, but that doesn't uphold you, ultimately, Yahweh Shemel Shai has the underlying factor, to if you are consecrated to him or not. Just because you got spiritually circumcised and physically circumcised does not make you that's not gonna necessarily profit you. Ultimately, Yahweh Shemel Shai chooses whom he will. It says, and shall not circumcision. Oh, Salakia. Salakia, let me read 26. It says, therefore, if the circumcision keep the righteousness, Salakia, therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? Right. It says, and shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfilled the law, which it said by nature, okay? If it fulfilled the law, judge thee who by the letter and circumcision does transgress the law. Woo! Okay? Woo! So ultimately, basically you could uh be circumcised, but you're breaking the law. We established that you're going to break the law even if you're spiritually circumcised. So you could be teaching as a spiritually circumcised person and breaking the law and boast in the law like you're keeping the law fully just because you're doing majority of the law, but the uncircumcised can still judge you, you know. So that don't make you a good teacher just because uh you making boast in the law, bro. That's not if you making boast in the law as a teacher, in a bad sense, so to speak, that you're not a good teacher, man. You're not a good teacher. All right. It says, for he is a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart in the spirit and not in the letter, whose praise is not of man but of Yahweh. You understand? So basically, if you're getting praised of man, for your outward, you know, your outward appearance as a Jew, and a good teacher, you know, pretty much that's a good chance your ass is not a good teacher. Yahweh Shema Shot ain't praise you as no good teacher. That's how you get praise as a good teacher is from Yahweh Shema Shah, not from man. Which the scriptures do speak about. If you gon' it's in Proverbs, I believe, like if you gonna get praised, or you gonna somebody gonna show you respect, let them do it for you. You don't praise yourself ultimately, but ultimately the praise and the underlying factor has to come from Yahweh Shema Shah, man. This where it got to start and finish it. The author and finisher of our faith, like Hebrews 12 tell you. You know. But let's go here to 1 Timothy 3. All right. This 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. There is a true saying, if a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire for good work. So let's get this word, bishop. Bishop.
Strong's G, 1984, Episcope. Episcope.
It says, here we go right here. Overseership, office charge, the office of an elder, the overseer of presiding officers in a Christian church. Now, okay, a superintendent. So you got like someone who oversees an office or elder, so to speak, of the church, you know, which everybody want to be an overseer and an elder, Everybody looks at themselves as some kind of high-ranking officer. Everybody want to be a high-ranking officer. They want to be a bishop. All right, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing, but let's see what's supposed to come with that. It says a bishop must be blameless, the husband of one wife, which, you got bishops, which is it's not nothing wrong with having multiple wives, but most important, in this place right here, you shouldn't even be trying to have multiple wives anyway, which is nothing wrong with. If you can juggle it, but if you want to be an overseer of a church so bad, if you want to be an elder so bad, okay, well, it's necessary that you have one wife. It says vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. So, and you got to be apt to teach all the time. Like, if you were overseer of the church, man, you were given oversight, like I said in 1 Peter the 5th chapter. You was given oversight over the flock, man. All right, so that's important. You got to constantly be teaching. You got to be dropping videos. You got to constantly be out there doing the work, man. All right. So that's another thing. A good teacher is going to constantly be teaching, man. If you're a teacher, but you're not constantly, if you're a good teacher and you're not constantly teaching, what profits you being a good teacher? You're not teaching nothing, man. You're supposed to constantly be in oversight of the flock, man. And how do you do that? By constantly teaching, It says not given to wine, no striker. Yeah, you can't be nobody trying to throw no damn hands. All right. Uh Sakari, they be ready to swing. HOI be on that shit too, you know, which, everybody ain't gotta be on it, but all of them not necessarily on that, but I mean that's the overall gist of what they be on. They be ready to swing on somebody, man. Ready to strike. You can't be no damn striker. You defend yourself, man, but we're not we're not no damn fighters out there, man. We ain't come out there to throw hands with nobody. We ain't come out here to damn box and shit, man. Now we're gonna protect ourselves and defend ourselves, but we're not gonna be ready to fight. You shouldn't be more ready to fight than the people that's out there with you. Like, calm your ass down, man. You supposed to be a good teacher. A teacher instructs. He don't. How the hell you instructing with your hands? You know. Well, it says not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. Yeah, you can't be a brawler, man. All right. You got to be patient too, man. All right. You got to be patient, which we already know Jake does not possess patience like that, man. And it says not giving the filthy lucre, always trying to get some damn money. All right, get some money, which really meant to me a good teacher. They not desiring lucre, man. All right, what the hell you need money for, man? All right, man, hold that shit, man. If you're doing the work, how about you, you gonna make sure you straight, man. All right, what the hell you need money for? Like yeah, it's things you need for the ministry, of course. But at the end of the day, man, if you doing the will of Yahabashim outside and you're not being no slothful ass nigga in your personal life, like you working a job, you doing what you gotta do, Yahabashim outside, like he gonna make sure you straight what you need to get the count, what you need, things for your car expenses, Yahabashim outside gonna take care of that, But verse 5, what you signs, garment, okay, all that stuff, you don't overbearingly need no money for that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something you could take care of yourself, or if you can't, you can come together with brothers and you can make it happen some kind of way. Ultimately Yahweh Shemashah gonna make it happen. If he got you purpose to do his work, you don't have to be given the lucre, uh so anybody always constantly asking for money and donating and shit, man. All right. Come on, bro. But you a good teacher. What the hell you need money so bad for, man? Just teach preach the word, man. It says, verse 5, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. Yeah, you gotta have your children in subjection. Your children need to know about the scripts too, man. How you a teacher, how you a good teacher, you don't even teach your own children about the scripts, man. You don't need to teach your own children about the Bible, bro. You don't need to teach your own children about the word. You don't teach your own children about the name of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You don't teach your own children how to pray. You don't teach your children who the devil is. You don't teach your children the order they're supposed to be in, man. But you a good teacher. It says, for if a man know not how to rule his own house, how should he take care of the church of Yahweh Shem Yahshua? Yeah, if you can't rule your own house, you damn sure can't rule in the house of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All right. You ain't ruling nothing over here, man. If you can't even rule your own house, man. You can't even teach your children about the Lord, man. Your wife your wife ramsacking over you, man. Which we know these women are demons, but ultimately you gotta have your own your own house in check, man. And it's speaking about for those who, because everybody want to be a bishop, everybody want to be a high-ranking brother, everybody want to be that good teacher, or the one who would oversight and elder over the office of Yahweh Shem Shah. It says not a novice like that, and let's get that word novice, because there's a lot of novices out here, novice.
Strong's G 3504.
Newly planted, a new convert. So somebody just coming into the truth.
Neophytos.
Somebody just coming into the faith. You know what I'm saying? He want to be on the highest level. As soon as you come into the faith, man. Like, bro, you just came in this thing, man. You want to be a damn. You want to be an elder. It says, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into condemnation of the devil. Yeah, because you get puffed up quick. Once you get in a certain type of position, they could put you in a prideful, puffed up state, man. Then you fall into the condemnation of the devil. You get your ass destroyed. All right. So you really think you a good teacher? You a new convert? You know, like the guy, the leader of the Adam Abbott Wi-Fi cuts, whatever WFI cuts. You know, you know you newly 4 or 5 years in the truth, whatever, however long he been in. You know, and you just all of a sudden like some big dog or something out here, man. All right, nigga, you don't even know the Friday. You still teaching that the Shabbat is Friday and to Saturday every week, man. You don't even know what the RFID. You don't even know what the mark of the beast is. You don't even think the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, man. I mean, you fell into the condemnation of the devil. You want to be some big dog, but he's such a great teacher, though. He's such a great teacher, man. If he's such a great teacher, why he don't good teacher? Why the hell he don't know the Friday to Saturday Shabbat? If you don't know the, if you can't break down the Shabbat, you're not a good teacher. All right. It says, moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and snare of the devil. Likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given to much wine, not greedy or filthy lucre. Now let's look at what deacons is. Deacons. Shalak. So I don't know if it's gonna play Deaconos. This thing be acting crazy. It says one who executes the commands of another, of a master, a servant, a tenant, minister, the servant of a king, the deacon, one who by virtue of office is assigned to him by the church, cares for the poor, and has charge of and distributes the money collected for their use. A Yeah, that's not it.
Strong's G 1249.
This one.
Diakonos. Diakonos.
So basically, it says represents the servant in his activity for the work, not in his relation, either servile. Uh, Pretty much like the lower in commands. You know, the ones who take care of business on a lower level than the bishops. You know, servants and ministers. You know, just basic servants and ministers. You know, it says holding the mystery of the faith in pure conscience. You know, gotta have a pure conscience. You know, you gotta have the mysteries of the faith. You know, and let these also first be proved, then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. And you got to be proved too, you know, to be in a servile position. You know, it says, even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. Yeah, you gotta have your wife in check, man. All right, you gotta have your wife in check. Like that dude, I don't know his name, bald head dude who be teaching. All right, I ain't seen that from him in a while. They probably have been dropping, but they not consistent anyway. But him and his wife, he be having his wife teaching with him and shit, man. Just out here teaching. Bro, you're not blameless, bro. But he's a good teacher, bro. He got his wife teaching with him, bro. He is not no good teacher, bro. He is not no good teacher. I don't care what you teaching, bro. You got your wife sitting next to you. You're not a good teacher. It just tell you right here, even if you're a deacon, you got your wife got to be grave, not a slanderer and sober and faithful in all things, which she is not. So that's a dead giveaway. It says, let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children in their own house as well. For they that have used the office of a deacon will purchase to themselves a good degree and great boldness in the faith which is in Hamashiach Yahushua. You know. So let's go to this next chapter. Because it go into it more in this next chapter, I believe, or maybe Salakia, maybe let me see if this is it. Okay. Salakia. Let's go here. Salakia. Yeah, I think it's I don't think it's the one I wanted. Second Timothy. Salakia. Second Tim 4. Salakia. Second Timothy 4. Okay, here we go. Yep. This Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, I charge thee before Yahweh and the Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing at his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Right? So you gotta you Apostle Paul said he orders us before Yahweh and Yahweh Shah for us to do this, man. All right, to do what? To preach the word, man. All right, and be instant in season and out of season. So you got to be going out. A good teacher will go out, rain, sleet, snow, sunny. He is out doing the work, and he doing the work year round consistently. That's what a good teacher do. All right, and he reproves and he rebukes and he exhorts. Okay, with all long suffering and doctrine All right, which doctrine is important to being a good teacher too, because we went into the word teacher, which the word teacher means to teach, someone who teaches. All right, and the word teach means to instruct somebody how to do something. All right, and when you go into the word doctrine, it means instruction or the way something is taught. All right, so the way you are teaching and what you are teaching matters, bro. All right, you have to be teaching the right thing, bro. You have to be teaching the whole right thing, bro. If not, then you are not a good teacher, man. You know, it says, and you got to be patient too, bro. You got to be patient. You know, it says, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. Why? Because it's guys out here who think they good teachers, but they're not, because they're teaching false doctrine. You know, that's not a good teacher, man. If you ain't teaching sound doctrine, it says, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having each itching ears. Right? Yeah, because that's what people do. They be quick to holler and say somebody a good teacher, man, just because they say what they want to hear or their personality fits to them, or they got them itching ears, man, and they heap themselves teachers, man, you know. It says, for they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables, right? And that's what, if that's a good teacher, he gonna tell you fables. I mean, not, if you're not a good teacher, he teaching fables, you know. It says, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions through the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. And evangelist, that's someone who teaches in public, man. All right, someone who teaches out on the streets, bro. If you're not teaching out on the streets week in and week out, in season and out of season, with the proper doctrine, you are not a good teacher. All right, you're not a good teacher. And it said make full proof of our ministry too. So you gotta record your teachings, and you gotta consistently be doing the work and constantly put it up, man. All right. You got to make full proof of your ministry, which you go into that word proof, it means to have evidence. All right. So you got to have evidence you put in the work. What's your evidence? Um, your page, your the videos you putting up, how you living in your life, it tell you a man's wisdom make of his face to shine, you know, at camp, the things you're breaking down, the things you're breaking out, Salakia, the things you're breaking out, and, at camp, when you put up your camp videos, that's all part of making full proof of your ministry, man, and that's what you have to do to be a good teacher. If not, you're not a good teacher, man. Okay. Let's get 2 Timothy chapter 2. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2. Salakia, this thing crazy. I'm just typing in 2 Timothy 2 and 22. Select your brothers. It's like yeah. Let me see. 2:22. This 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 22. It says, "Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord Yahweh Shemashah out of a pure heart." So you got to follow after faith. You got to follow after charity. You got to follow after peace. All right. You know, you got to flee your youthful lust. You can't be still acting like a nigga in the world. Like it's these guys, man. You know, niggas still be acting like niggas. Uh, you know, uh, you know, got polo shirts with fringes on it, pants sagging. You know, you know, gold teeth and dreads. You know, which whatever about that. But still just same niggas they was in the world pretty much. They ain't make no differences and just jumped into the truth and still rapping and like going to the club and like, but they teach too on the side. They'll do like a little video or something. They call themselves the Brewfessionals. One of the guys' names, fuck it, I'll just call the name. One of the guys' name is Script Flair. Script Flair, like he's supposed to be like Ric Flair. Bro, Script Flair. And so, but somebody that called these guys good teachers though, man. Bro, they ain't even flee youthful lesson. They not following after faith, charity, and peace, man. You know, still smoking blunts and shit. It says, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender stripes. So a good teacher, he's not even gonna answer certain shit, man. He's not even gonna answer certain shit. It said that's another thing too. You just teaching just to every time somebody come with a question, you gotta answer everything, bro. Bro, I'm not. It's certain shit as a good teacher. A good teacher, you're not even gonna answer that shit. Why? Because the scriptures tell you to avoid foolish questions, man. You're not finna be sitting here answering your damn questions, man. We're instructing you on what to do in Yahweh Shema Shah's law, statutes, commandments, and the way Yahweh Shema Shah want, and that's it, man. We're not out here to gender strifes out here, man. All right. It says, "In the servant of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, must not strive." When you go into that word strive, you go into the word debate, it goes into strive, and it goes into strife, So you can't be out here like going back and forth with people, man. That's not what a good teacher would do. Of course you're gonna debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, okay? You're gonna prove all things, but it's a limit to that, man. All right, it's a limit to that, and a good teacher knows that. A good teacher knows that limit. You know, it says, "And the servant of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, must not strive, but be gentle unto all man, apt to teach and patient." You got to be appointed to teach, man. That's another thing too. You got to be appointed to teach to be a good teacher, man. All right, good. You can't just say, you can't just be looking at somebody and be like, "Damn, I could do that," and then you just jump out and just start doing it. No, the spirit got to actually hop on you for you to do this, bro. You know, and then you got to be patient too. You know, you can't just teach when you want to teach, man. And you can't just deal with somebody how you want to deal. When you gotta be patient to everybody, man. Everybody ain't the same. Like if you're a good teacher, you gotta, now you're not just gonna deal with no bullshit, but you gotta be patient and understand like some niggas slow. Some niggas slower than others, some simpler than others. You know, you gotta be understanding of all that. You know, it says, "In meekness instructing those that oppose themselves." So you got to be in a low state of mind, instructing those that oppose themselves to the doctrine. It says, so you can't be all high and mighty when you're instructing somebody. You because we're instructors of the foolish. So if you're instructing somebody who's foolish, you gotta show, you gotta have some kind of mercy with it, man. You gotta have some kind of mercy with it. Now, if they being a demon, then that, hey, fuck, that's on them. But if they just ignorant, because the word ignorant means to not know, then maybe they got a chance. Maybe you just gotta let them know, give them knowledge. It says, And meekness instructing those that oppose themselves, if Yahweh Bashim Ashar pre-adventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth. Woo, let's get that word pre-adventure. Because Yahweh Bashim Ashar has to do this. He has to give them he has to allow them to be brought to repentance of the truth, Pre-adventure. Select, yeah. Pre-adventure is
Strong's G 3379. Mapate. Mapate.
it says let that not less whether perhaps, whether or not, in no way perhaps, not at all, ever, not at all, whether or not, that not less whether perhaps. It says, I'm gonna read it one more time, verse 25. It says, in meekness instructing those that oppose themselves, if Yahweh Bashim Shah pre-adventure will give them repentance to acknowledging of the truth. Also, whether or not Yahweh Bashim Shah gonna give them repentance, that's between them and Yahweh Bashim Shah. But you gotta instruct them in meekness, with a lowly mind. You can't be all puffed up, man, like, nigga, I got it and you don't, All right. Let's get this in 1 Peter 4:11. Matter of fact, I think it was something in that 1 Timothy I wanted. Salakia. Let me go back and see. Okay, yeah, we just gonna okay, yeah, let's go. This 1 Timothy chapter 4, and I'll just start from the top. It says, now the Spirit speak of expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's them false teachers, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, forbidding to marry. And it's those who out there tell you not to do that, tell you can't pop something, or they'll tell you that you can't pop it either, or they'll tell you something not according to the scriptures. Basically, they'll tell you that you got people that tell you they'll judge you like you're not worthy of Yahweh Shema Shah. It says commanding to abstain from meats which Yahweh Shema Shah created to be received with thanksgiving. And you got people out there that really teach you can't eat chicken. It says receive created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. It says, and then on top of that, you got you got teachers that'll say they won't even give you certain type of knowledge, because they'll be like, you can't handle that. You can't. Don't tell me what I can handle. How you gonna tell somebody what they can handle, man? Let them get in there and see if they can't handle it. They just can't handle it. Now you ain't just gonna go out there teaching Daniel 70-week prophecy. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. If you out there just teaching some deep on the highways and the byways, you going into all type of manners of doctrine, which is nothing wrong with that, but on the streets, man, come on, man, certain stuff, man, like, bro, when you first coming in, bro, you just need some milk. Like, I'm a newborn baby, I'm still getting the milk. It's certain stuff you out there, you still getting milk yourself, and you out here trying to break down Daniel 70-week prophecy on the strip, bro. People are not finna get that, bro. It says, I mean, even if they are, bro, it's so much more stuff to go into, It says, for every creature of Yahweh Bashim Shah is good and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. So basically, long as somebody giving thanks, let them take it in for Yahweh Bashim Shah, allowing them to receive it. It says, for it is sanctified by the word of Yahweh Bashim Shah in prayer. So things are cleansed through the sanctification of the word of Yahweh Shema Shah, and prayer to Yahweh Shema Shah. And that's another thing too. Like, you got teachers that tell you can't do certain stuff, or you shouldn't be doing certain stuff. Like, bro, don't be you teaching people to be so over righteous and stuff, man. Like, bro, things are sanctified through the word of Yahweh Shema Shai and prayer, man. You know, don't forget that too. You know, you pretty much trying to you teaching somebody that they can do some of their own will. Yahweh Shema Shai is in control down here, man. It says, if thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Yeah, so if you put your brethren in remembrance of these things, you will be a good minister of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. If you not, you're not a good minister of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It says, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. Right, and of good doctrine, you know. It says, but refuse profane and old wives' fables, and exercise thyself rather unto godliness. You know, so that's that's the pretty much the point, man. You know, and let me jump down to 13. It says this 1 Timothy 4:13. It says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. You know, so Yahweh Shai commanded that we give attendance to reading, exhortation, and doctrine, man. And a good teacher is going to constantly be exhorting. He's going to constantly be teaching the proper doctrine. It says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which is given thee by prophecy. So if you're a good teacher, you're prophesizing. You're prophesying. You're going into prophecy, man. All right. Which that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai tell you there in Revelation the 19th chapter. All right. So if you're not even going into prophecy, you know, you're damn sure not a good teacher, man. I'm talking about all the time, because the spirit of Yahweh, the spirit of prophecy is Yahweh Shai. All right, so if you're not constantly going into prophecy, then something's wrong here. You know, it says, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery, which that's the dispensation of the elders, I believe. Let me go into it. The laying on the hands of the elders, you know, Salakia, I think it's the dispensation of the elders, but just to be sure. Yeah, body of elders, you know. Yeah, the council of the elders, pretty much, you know. And that's another thing too. You gotta learn from the apostles and elders of GMS, man. Just straight up, because they got the breakdowns, man. They got the breakdowns. Don't nobody else got the breakdowns, man. Ain't none of these other so-called elders in Israel, like, if they didn't learn from the apostles and elders of GMS and they elders, they don't got the proper breakdown. Point blank. Any of these guys out here who claim to be elders outside the apostles and elders of GMS, bro, they don't got the breakdowns, bro. They don't got them. You know, that's you supposed you just because you supposed to go through them. It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. So your profiting can't appear to all if you ain't doing that. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that fear thee. Yeah, and them that hear thee, Salakia, and them that hear thee, man. You know. So, you know, if you're a good teacher if you saving yourself and those who hear you, man. You know, and you continuing the doctrine, giving yourself wholly to it, man. You know, that's that's a good teacher, man. You know, that's a good teacher. Somebody who into the doctrine, man. You know, that's key too. That's like my biggest thing, man. I don't care who you are, man. You're not no good teacher to me if you're not teaching the full 100% doctrine. I don't even consider you no good teacher if you ain't operating and moving in the full doctrine, bro. You're not a good teacher, in my opinion. I don't care what you got going on, man. I don't care. Any slips in that, you're not a good teacher. You know. That's according to scripts, you know. It says, this First Peter chapter 4 and verse 11. It says, if any man let him speak as if any man speaks, so like you let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. Oh, let's get this word oracles. So you speaking in Yahweh Shema Shah, you gotta speak the oracles of Yahweh Shema Shah.
Strong's G 3051. Logion. Logion.
It says, a brief utterance, a divine oracle, doubtless because oracles were generally brief. The words, utterances of Yahweh Bashem Shai of the contents of the Mosaic law, you know. So pretty much utterances of Yahweh Bashem Shai, you know, the words of Yahweh Bashem Shai, the laws, statutes, commandments, Yahweh Bashem Shai, according to the scriptures, man. All right, if you're gonna speak, you got to speak according to the scripts. That's nothing too. You're not a good teacher if you're not teaching something that directly correlates with the scriptures and with no perverseness. All right, and you're speaking, you going off that, and you damn sure not a good teacher because you can't speak unless it's according to the oracles of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, the utterances of Yahweh Shema Shai. Everything you have to say, it has to be backed and filtered through the scriptures, man. You can't just be saying shit out here, man. But you a good teacher. You know, like of course we go into history, we go into prophecy and different things to further give examples, um, and reasonings to further believe the instruction that we teaching. All right, but you don't just say stuff, man. You know, you just speaking out your ass, man. You know, but you a good teacher. The hell out of here, man. It says, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh Shema Shai. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability which Yahweh Shema Shai giveth. So if you're gonna serve Yahweh Shema Shai, you gotta do it according to the ability that he gave you, man. You can't try to be going above and beyond, bro. Yahweh Shema Shai gave every man a set measure, and you trying to do all this and that, man. Bro, you do not got it like that, bro. And you're not a good teacher either. You know, it says, which Yahweh Bashem Shai giveth, that God, Yahweh Salaki, that Yahweh in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. You know, so that's it. Let's go here to Hebrews 5. This Hebrews chapter 5. Salat. This Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh Shema Shai. Right. So when you supposed to be a teacher, you know, you thought to be a teacher, you need to be taught again, man. What's the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh Shema Shai? You know, you so deep in great in this truth. It's simple things that you're not even executing, man. All right, because you skip over the babe in the milk stage and just jumping into like being so great, man. You know, it says, and are become such as are need of milk and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. Right, like I said, I'm a babe, man. Or you got to grow up from a babe up, man. You got to. That's what it's true about, man. It says, but strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. And some brothers, you know, they grow at a faster pace. You know, they grow at a faster pace, but you know, ultimately, you know, strong meat belongs to them that are full age. So you know, uh, certain things, man, you shouldn't even be going into, man. Certain things you shouldn't even be going into, but you want to show that you so great. You know, you a good teacher. He gonna teach what he know. You know, that's what a good teacher gonna do. He ain't just gonna be teaching something he ain't just gonna be winging it out here, man. You know, he not gonna come read some scripts and then be like, oh, I got the breakdown for it now. No, hell no. You the land on the hands of the presbytery, man. Don't forget that. You know, this uh Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge? Whom Yahweh Shema Shai gonna teach knowledge to? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So if you weren't weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, you don't understand doctrine. You don't have knowledge, man. It says, for precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Right. So man, you gotta, man, this take time, man. That's why I speak about you being just always was speaking about when it was speaking about teachers, it was speaking about patience. You know, let's go to Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30 and 20. This Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. It says, and though the Lord Yahweh shall give you the bread of adversity and the word of affliction. So you're supposed to be going through the furnace of adversity. You're supposed to be going through affliction. And you're supposed to be teaching others that they're going to go through the furnace of adversity and affliction. All right. You're not doing that. You're not a good teacher. It says, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers. And you're supposed to be able to be seen, man. You don't supposed to be behind the scenes nowhere, man. Bro, nobody should have to fight to find you, man. You should be out there. That's what a good teacher going to be out there and teach. And teach good, you know. What kind of good teacher you can't never find is that, bro, I'm trying to be taught, you know. It's not a good teacher. This Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15, it says, and I will give you pastures according to my heart, which will feed you with knowledge and understanding, right? And the pastures that Yahweh Shema Shai has given are according to his heart, man. Are according to his heart. You know, it's not according to your heart, you know. So the ones you look at as good teachers, really, if Yahweh Shema Shai didn't give you them to feed you with knowledge and understanding, then basically, you know, you deeming them such a good teacher, man. Yahweh Shema Shai ain't deeming them no good teacher. And they tell you in Ezekiel the 14th chapter, if the prophet be deceived, Yahweh Shema Shai has deceived that prophet, man. You know. So, and he said the punishment of that prophet is going to be to the same to those who seek unto him, just roughly paraphrase. So ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai got those set up who can speak well and, so to speak, you know, they can break certain stuff down. They can do certain things. But really, man, Yahweh Shema Shai set them on the left hand, up on the left-hand side to deceive a lot of people into thinking that they right to kill their ass and to kill them too, who get puffed up off being in that position. You know, this Job chapter 32 verse 7, I said days should speak and multitude of years should teach wisdom, right, man? You know, so you got to put in days and days of studying, reading, videos, you know, doing the work, you know, camp, you know, like days and days and years, bro. And years of this, bro. It says, but there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them the understanding. Yeah, and you gotta have the inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai within you, you know, to get understanding. It says, great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. And bro, just because you got experience or you're aged in the truth, man, that still don't make you a good teacher, because great men are not always wise, neither do they understand judgment. Because you got men years in the truth, they still can't even judge light matters and small matters, and they be respecter of persons. All right, but they such a great teacher, you know, but they can't even discern a damn demon right in their face, man. All right, so that even that don't even matter, man. They can't even examine themselves to see when they being demons. This Matthew chapter 28 verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. It says, go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. All right, so if you're not going therefore to teach all nations, all right, that's another thing too. You got teachers who say that you got to just be black to be an Israelite. You got teachers who say you gotta look look like a so-called Latino or Native Indian or so-called black man to be an Israelite. You know, you gotta you know, you got teachers that say, we're not going to teach we don't have to teach other nations, man. Bro, Jake is scattered amongst all nations. All right, you're not a good teacher if you don't teach that, bro. And if you look at outward appearance, all right, it says, Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father. So you gotta have the name of the Father. Can't be talking about no all steam to a Yahuwah. Can't be out here teaching in the name of Yah. You know, you bro. That it was a commandment for you to go out here and teach and baptize in the name of Yahweh and of the Son Yahweh Shai, which you gotta be teaching in that name too. You gotta be teaching in the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. All right, you gotta have the true, proper ancient Paleo Hebrew, and you gotta believe and have faith in them names, man. All right, you can't be baptizing nobody in the name of Yah, you know, or the name of Yahshua. You know, it says, and of the Holy Spirit, yeah, the Rakal Kadash. You know, it says, so you gotta have the Holy Spirit dealing with you. The Holy Spirit gotta be dealing with you, which the Holy Spirit is not dealing with a lot of people. But they supposed to be they good teachers. It says, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. Yeah, you gotta teach what Yahweh Shai commanded you to teach, man. You can't just be teaching out your ass, man. And you gotta teach everything that Yahweh Shai commanded you to teach, man. You can't just pick bits and pieces of it, man. This Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. This is it. What's like I get one more of this. This Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. It says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, so it says, if you teach somebody to break bro, if you teach someone to break the least commandments, bro, if you go off just a slight midget, you're going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. So how the hell you such a good teacher? You couldn't even teach the least of commandments. You know, this is it right here. This Acts chapter 5, verse 28. It says, saying, did not we straightly, Salakia, I read up one. I read up two. This Acts chapter 5, verse 26. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and tend to bring this man's blood upon us. So this is how important the name is. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yahweh Bashem Yahushua rather than men. So that's the thing right there, man. You gotta be ready to for unto death. Even the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that's super important, bro. But you'll consider that a small thing, but that's super important. But you gotta be ready to the point of death to not forsake the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and teach in it, man. You know. And we obey Yahweh Bashem Yahushua rather than man. All right, so if somebody not teaching according to what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, how are they a good teacher? If any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of the Most High. He just come up with somebody's ass and say you got to do it. Bro, that's not according to scriptures, but you're such a great teacher. Bro, you're not teaching according to scriptures, man. You know, and that's what it's all about, man. You know, but that's it, man. I pray through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. This was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, the great millstone, rule well. And peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.